Art a Week, episode 3 Cola. Anyway, welcome to Art a Week episode 3. I have this drawing I made of a alien bird ant Sasquatch. Maybe? Anyway, so the concept came from I wanted to make a monster that feeds off of itself. Essentially, that's where that started. So I was like, well, what sort of like evolutionary traits would a monster like that have? Of course, I played Spore, which was really bad, but you could make like just the most bizarre looking creatures, and so it's kind of like it definitely does look like it could be a Spore creature, especially the fact that its head is kind of phallic like. But that's beside the point. Anyway, so I did the. I started with the concept of just a creature that kind of fed off itself, and then that led to the alien like bursting from the stomach from the movie Alien. But instead of it actually bursting from its stomach, the stomach looks like it's a nest, but in reality, it's just an evolutionary feature to help disguise it to look like a nest of birds, which I don't know why that would be. I guess maybe to lure in prey, because the prey would be like, "Oh, look, it's defenseless little baby birds," and then the mama head part eats them, or even the baby head part could eat them. But yeah, so the whole thing is that the monster can't actually swallow through the large head. Like the large head can like chew and bite and stuff, but it can't swallow, and so it has to spew everything into this like stomach larva appendage. So it's really a jacked up design. It's some coming from the dark part of my brain where like stuff is just like nonsensical and quasi evil. So that's where that came from. But I don't know. Even though it's like gross and disgusting, it's still like it's got this like cuteness quality, and of course that's like the brown teddy bear fur. I feel like, and I mean maybe that makes it even worse because it does have that cuteness factor, but then it's just not cute at all, and but I don't know. I don't know if that makes it worse or better. I think it makes it better personally. I like juxtaposition. So when you take something that should be or could be adorable and then you make it like not you slightly askew it. Yeah, askew. You make it askew. That's what this creature is. It's a skew abomination. But yeah. So what I did with the shading is I really kind of just wanted to go really fast, and since I was doing the shading for this is the first time I did the shading as its own layer, and I should have been doing that all along because it just makes life so much easier. So I did the shading as its own layer. That way, once I finish, I could just erase the areas that I didn't like the shading on, or and it didn't affect the ink at all. And I could also, the best part about it is I got it to go in there with the smudging tool, which as you can see I already did that because there's all the lines and streaks in it. I went in there with the smudging tool and I just moved the shading around without actually moving the paint, the core colors, and that kind of just made for a much smoother look to the fur-esque, the faux fur. But yeah, I thought about shading the legs, but I decided to leave them just the way they were. And so I don't know if that was a good decision or a bad decision. I don't know. I think they look neat the way they are, but I think they could have probably used some shading and some highlights. The vomit was really fun to do. I think the vomit ended up being like 3 layers. There was a layer below all the paint, there's a layer above the paint, and then there was another layer above the vomit. So yeah, it was like 3 layers of vomit, which, I mean, why not? Who doesn't want to have 3 layers of vomit? And then, yeah, so I did all that work, and I think it turned out really well. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, share, subscribe, and love me. Please, just love me. All right, thanks for watching. This is Imaginary Truth. Peace out.